Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hockey for Heroes, Hockey at Home with the Experts. With me, Matt Alexander, ready for today's strength and conditioning session on board my boat. So today should be quite an interesting session. I don't have a whole lot of room, so we'll see how it goes. The session is going to start in about 5 minutes. All you will need is a towel and about a space that's roughly about 2 meters by 2 meters. And a bottle of water, and that's it really. So at 11 the workout will finish, and then we will do a quick 15 minutes Q&A where you get a chance to ask me any questions around movement, so any sort of training stuff, nutrition, or kind of like recovery, and anything along the lines of that. Different to last time, we'll have a Just Giving link come up on the comments and on the video. You don't have to donate to participate. We're just trying to raise some funds for Help for Heroes who are struggling at the moment due to COVID. They've had to close one of their support centres up north called Phoenix House, and we haven't been able to run any of our tours or anything like that this year. So we're trying to figure out ways of just generating a bit of cash to send their way. So if you do have a little bit of spare cash, £1, a fiver, or whatever, please click on the link. It will be much appreciated. So apart from that, we'll give you another couple of minutes just to run around the house. Let's get everyone up and ready to go, and then we will crack on with the session. I'm going to set the timers and that set up, and speak to Ben in my ear to make sure that everything is good and you can see me. How's that, Ben? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to a little bit more. I'm going to be on the floor a little bit. Just a fraction. So I'll sound super white so you can get my head in. So this is one of the dramas about being 6'3" and trying to do a video landscape that you can't quite fit all of me in, and I have to do stuff on the floor, which is a struggle. But when we get into the session, you won't have to worry about seeing my head. You just need to see what the rest of my body is doing and be able to hear me. So I think that is all good for the minute. So we give you guys another minute before then we start with the warm-up. So this will give you a chance to get around the house. Let's get everyone else up and ready to go for this session. Again, if you missed what I said at the beginning, it's going to be just 30 minutes. We'll break it down up into a warm-up. We do kind of like a potentiation little circuit just to kind of finish the warm-up and get all your muscles ready to go. And then we're going to do a bit of a strength session, which is just going to be some basic exercises, working to kind of a nice slow tempo, and then a little bit of a finisher, and then that should finish at 11. And then for 15 minutes then after that, I'll be available to take any questions that you guys might have. So if you do have any questions, type them into the comments now or whenever during the workout, and they will get them relayed to me, and I will do my best to answer them at 11 o'clock. Again, one just last quick reminder before we get started. This session will have a Just Giving link posted on. You don't have to donate to take part, so don't worry if you're not unable to donate. It's just there to raise a bit of funds for Help for Heroes, for those of you who might have a bit of spare cash that we can send that way, as most charities have been struggling quite a lot during COVID. So we're trying to do as much as we can just to raise a bit of funds to go that way. Cool, so we're bang on 10:30, so I am going to get cracking because I usually overrun anyway. So 10:30, we're going to get cracking with the warm-up. So quickly run round and see if anyone else wants to take part in the house, and then they can jump into the workout. So let's get cracking then with the warm up. So all I want you to do is just find your space and then just slowly then just jog in on the spot into there, getting knees nice and high. Okay, and then we're then going to switch it up then to flicking heels up behind you, and then back into high knees. Starting to build up the pace a little bit. Okay, and then we're then back into heel flicks. Okay, back into high knees again. Okay, back into heel flicks. Okay, and one last one of each. Okay, so back into high knees, a little bit faster this time, a little bit higher, and then back into heel flicks. Okay, and then we're then going to come into my favourite stretching series. Okay, so this kind of like encompasses everything you need. So I'll go through it slowly and we'll kind of work into a little bit more of a pace with it. So try and keep your legs as straight as you can. Fold over, walk those hands out into a push-up position. Drive that leg up. Take this arm, drive the elbow down to the floor. Open up as far as you can. Hands back to the floor. Walk them back. Okay, and hit that hamstring stretch on that leg. Sit forwards. Again, and do exactly the same on the other side. So that goes round into there, trying to drive this elbow to the floor. Open up as far as you can. Back to the floor. Sit back, hit that hamstring. Drive forwards again. Then leg back, and then walk those hands back up, trying to keep your legs as straight as you can. Stand all the way back up and back into the next one. Okay, this stretching series is going to hit absolutely everything. Okay, it's going to open up those hips, open up the top part of your spine. Okay, and give those hamstrings a really good stretch. Okay, we're going to step forwards. Okay, then swap sides. Bring that other leg up. Sit in, drive that elbow towards the floor. Open up as far as you can. Hands back down to the floor. Go hit that hamstring. Okay, and then come back. Okay, and walk those hands back up. Stand all the way back up. Okay, we're going to do 2 more of those. Okay, so walk out into there, leg up, elbow to floor, hand to sky. Hit that hamstrings. Come back, switch sides. Into there, elbow to floor, hand to sky. Hit that hamstring. Come back to the centre. Walk those hands back up. Stand all the way back up. Okay, last one. Okay, walk back down. Elbow to floor, hand to sky. Hamstrings. Okay, switch sides. Okay, elbow to floor, hand to sky. Okay, hit that hamstring. Okay, and walk back again into there. Okay, now this is the only exercise you're going to need your towel for. Okay, so I'm going to sit it kneeling on the floor so you can see me. Okay, but you can do it standing up. Get your towel nice and wide. We're just going to stretch off those shoulders into there. Try and keep your arms nice and straight. Okay, you're just going to do those rotations around into there. Okay, feel that stretch come through your shoulders. If it's too much, go wider. Okay, if you're not feeling the stretch enough, bring your hands closer together into there. We're just going to do a couple more of them. Okay, one more. Awesome. So, should be your body kind of opened up a little bit more. Okay, you should feel a little bit more range of motion around your joints. So what we're going to do is then really get this body ready and firing to go into our strength session. So as before, you're going to work for 20 seconds with a 10-second rest. We're going to do 4 rounds, okay, of 2 different exercises. One targeted around the hips, the other one targeted around the core to make sure those are both good to go. Okay, so first one, okay, is like a sprint start. Okay, so 1 foot back into there, and all you're going to do is drive up, drive up, drive up into there. You're going to do 3 on one leg, switch legs, 3 on the other, 3 on the other, and keep going for the 20 seconds. Second exercise then is going to be feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to sit my hips back, okay, as if I was going to come into some Indian dribbling, but instead I'm going to bring my hands together, okay, and I'm just going to swing, dead stop, dead stop, side to side, as aggressively as I can, okay? The more aggressive you do that, the more you're gonna feel that core working, okay? So keeping that chest nice and tall, aggressive, like pendulum effect from side to side, okay? So sprint start and pendulum. So we're gonna start off with that sprint start, 3 reps on each side, change sides, 20 seconds, 10-second rest, okay? So here we go. First 3 reps, okay, so here we go, into there. Okay, and then swap sides. Okay, and then next 3. Okay, and swap sides. Good, little 10 seconds. Okay, let's get this position right to start off with. Okay, so reach back as if you're going to sit into a chair, chest as proud as you can. Okay, and aggressive pendulums into there. Keeping that chest as tall as you can. See how flat my back is. Okay, just going to rip those arms side to side. I'm going to push my palms together. Good. Okay, both these exercises should be super tough, okay? If you notice my heart rate's gone up already, quite difficult for me to talk as well at the same time. Okay, so here we go, 3. Okay, swap sides. Okay, and swap sides. Okay, and swap sides. Okay, little breather. Again, take your time to get this position right here. Okay, so you're going to sit back into that chair, chest as proud as you can, hands together, okay, and then aggressively ripping side to side. Using that breath, the harder I breathe out, the more I'm going to draw that belly button to my spine. I'm going to feel that core working super hard. Awesome. Good work. Okay, so you should be out of breath now. Okay, body should be nice and warm. Okay, ready then to sit into our strength circuit. Okay, so our strength circuit is going to be a minute for each exercise. And then each minute I want you to do, we're going to do what's called a tempo. Okay, so you're going to do a 3 second on the way down. Okay, and then a 1 second on the way up. So in a minute you should roughly get maybe 10 reps out on each. Okay, so we're going to keep it nice and simple today. So first exercise is going to be a split squat. So working that single leg. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 1 back up to the top. 1, 2, 3, 1 back up to the top. Okay, I'm going to do that leg for a minute, that leg for a minute. Then we're going to come into push-ups. Push-ups are going to be quite tough. All right, so if you want to do them on your knees, okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, but we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 1 back up, 1, 2, 3, 1 back up. If you're going to do it on your knees, start off in this position and just pop your knees down. Okay, again, 3 down and 1 up. Okay, then after that, then we're going to do some core stuff. Okay, so you're going to come into a side plank, into there. I'm going to try and drive my knee hard into the floor and this other knee towards the sky. Okay, so I'm going to come up, reach up into there, come down nice and slow, reach up into there. So I'm actually going to do like a glute clam as well at the same time. So I'm going to down nice and slow, okay, drive up towards the sky, come down nice and slow. Okay, if that's too difficult, you can either do a side plank or you can relax down, okay, and then just do some slow controlled clams coming around into that glute med there. Okay, so we're going to do a minute of each of those on each side. Okay, we're going to do 3 rounds in total. Okay, so grab a quick drink if you need it. I'm just going to set up a timer so everyone knows what's going on. Big shout out to Sarah Wood and Eli, absolute legends. Good to have you guys on board. So here we go. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to do. What's going on Have a bit of technology. Okay, so 3 rounds, 5 exercises. We're going to start off with those split squats. Okay, so let's get ready to go. Okay, let's go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1 up, 1, 2, 3, 1 up, 1, 2, 3, 1 up. Okay, so keep that rhythm. Okay, we're trying to drive that front foot through the floor. Okay, I'm leaning forwards just slightly, okay, just to emphasize that front leg. I'm using this hip to, as if I was going to sit back into a chair. Okay, making sure I'm not driving too much of that knee forwards. Okay, your knee can definitely go forwards, but as long as that first movement is from you trying to sit back into that chair, using those feet, okay, to really grip hold of the floor. Okay, this is why I like doing these exercises in bare feet. I can really see my feet having to work super hard. Okay, we're going to swap sides. Okay, it's exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1 up, 1, 2, 3, and 1 up. Okay, keep that tempo. That 1 up, want to be super aggressive. Nice and slow on the way down, and drive up if you can. Get used to getting your arms involved. Okay, nice big drive. Keeping that chest tall. Okay, and I'm going to hinge slightly at the hips. Okay, and then just sit in as much of my weight as I can over this front foot. Back foot's there just for balance really at the moment. Okay, and I'm trying to work this front leg as hard as I possibly can. Almost there. Okay, last 5. Okay, shake them off. Okay, we're going straight into those push-ups. Okay, so 3 seconds down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1 up. 1, 2, 3, 1 up. Good. Let's keep this going. Keep those elbows tucked in nice and tight. Want to make sure shout out Simon from Norfolk. Ben's trying to find the most difficult time to make me do shout outs. I don't know why I'm trying to talk more while I'm doing push-ups. Keep this going. Again, if you're finding it difficult, again, you're finding your back's bending and you're rolling up and down like a snake, just pop those knees down, 3 down, 1 up, okay, and 3 down, and 1 up. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, and then we're straight into those side plank clams. Okay, so you're gonna big drive up, drive those hips forwards and up, down nice and slow, drive up into there. So the only bits I've got in contact with the floor is that knee, that back foot on my elbow until I lower back down and drive back up towards the sky. Just want everyone working at their 100% here, okay? So if you need to take a rest, okay, during this minute, to make sure that form, okay, is spot on, then do so, okay? You know whether you're working hard or not, okay? So and take that responsibility. If you think that the form's not as good as it should be, okay, take a little breather. Okay, make sure that form's good. Okay, go ahead and swap sides. And likewise, on the other side, okay, this is just 15 minutes really of hard work. Okay, you'll feel amazing after it. Okay, so try not to let that nagging voice in the back of your head telling you to stop. Okay, win. Because trust me, as soon as you move on to the next exercise, you're just like, that one wasn't so bad. Okay, this is the end of towards the end of the first round. Okay, then you've only got to do these exercises 2 more times. Okay, and then you would have smashed it. So keep this going. Okay, aim here is to feel it, okay, in the side of my abs, okay, and then the side of my bum. Okay, so once you finish this, okay, you should have nice rock solid buns. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, go ahead and come up onto your feet. Okay, and straight back into those split squats. Okay, don't even think about it. Okay, okay, give your body a chance to think about it. Okay, 10 seconds have gone. Okay, you've lost that opportunity of doing the whole minute. Okay, so let's keep it going. Try and get that mind onto autopilot. Okay. Okay. Even when you're tired, okay, you're not as tired as you think you are. So just keep it going. 3 on the way down, 1 second on the way up. 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you should feel your glutes from the previous exercise as well. Okay, you should start to feel kind of the burn coming into those quads, into those glutes. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Okay, 10 seconds before we switch legs. Make sure you're emphasizing that front leg. Okay, that's it. Go ahead and swap sides. Straight into it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. Again, chest as big as you can. Sitting those hips back. Then driving this foot as hard as I can into the floor on the way up. Almost there, coming up to your halfway point with this leg. Again, trying to grip that floor as hard as you can. That'll help keep your balance. Keep that chest nice and tall. Use that breath to help you out. Big breath in on the way down. Breathe out. Big breath in. Breathe out. Okay, last 10 seconds. Okay, 3. And 1 up. Okay, straight back into the push-ups. Okay, so 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. Keep this going. Coming as low as you can. Okay. Okay, chest should want to be about ½ an inch off the floor. Get control of your breathing. Keep that core nice and tight. Okay, you should be like a plank position. Okay, but you're just coming up and down. Let's keep it going. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. Okay, almost there. Keep it going if you're starting to struggle. Big shout out to Layla from Wooden Hockey Club. Okay, last 15 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Big drive up. We're almost there. Okay, last 5. Okay, come up out of that. Okay, into this side plank. Again, driving those glutes forwards. I'm going to sit back slightly. Come up into a nice straight line. Sit back. Nice straight line. And sit back into there. Okay. Using this leg to push the floor away from me. Okay, feeling that glute. Doing all of that work. Trying to push this elbow hard into the floor. Okay, and make sure I keep that shoulder away from my ears. Don't want to be collapsing into that shoulder. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, 20 seconds. Okay, it should really start to burn now. Okay, so just keep it going. Okay, fight through that burn. Okay, 10 seconds. 2, 1. Okay, let's go ahead and swap sides. Okay, straight back in. Okay, driving up and sitting back. And again, as I keep on saying, don't expect both sides to feel exactly the same. Here we play a one-sided sport. You're bound to have one side that feels better than the other, feels stronger. Okay, but this is why we're going to try and emphasize as much single leg work as possible. Okay, even out some of those imbalances. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Keep it going again. Quick shout out to Alison from Skipton Hockey Club. Yeah, you were a big supporter of the lockdown, or the first lockdown. Good to see you back in 2.0. Okay, last round then guys, straight into those split squats. Okay, 3 down, big drive up. 3 down, big drive up. Okay, if you have had to take a break in the last 2 rounds, okay, let's work that a little bit harder. Okay, see if you can go for the whole minute this time. Okay, okay, 1, 2, 3, big drive up. Just keep it going. Okay, make sure you're folding at the hips first, keeping that back nice and tall, chest proud. Let's go, let's dig deep. Okay, you've got maybe 3-4 minutes worth of work left to go. Okay, before you can tick your training off for the weekend. Okay, you can go enjoy this nice cold, wet, rainy day. Okay, swap sides, straight in. Okay, 1, 2, 3, drive up. Just keep this going. Just work those legs as hard as you can. Yeah, trust me, you'll feel amazing after this. Maybe not tomorrow or the day after, but maybe about for an hour or so afterwards. Just keep this going. Get those legs working as hard as you can. Okay, try and keep that tempo as much as you can. If you're struggling with the tempo, okay, just work as hard as you can. Okay, we're almost there, last 20 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, big drive up. 1, 2, 3, big drive up. Keep this going. Almost there, 10 seconds. Okay, shake those legs off. Get set up for the push-ups. Big effort now with the push-ups. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 1. 1, 2, 3, and 1. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Keep it going, keep that core pulled in nice and tight. If you need to take a break, go for it. Okay, if not, pop your knees down. Make it a little bit easier for yourself. Okay, we're almost there. It's meant to be tough. Okay, almost there. 20 seconds. Last one. Good. Good. Okay, last little bit now to get these glutes to burn. Okay, nice and slow on the way down. Drive up. Nice and slow on the way down. Drive up again. Haven't really mentioned it, but if that's difficult, come into just a normal side plank, or you can come into, okay, just clams into there. Okay, making sure you're feeling it coming into your glute and nowhere else. Okay, but okay, you should be okay doing it here, feeling it in that glute. I'm just going to sit back and drive those hips forwards. Sit back, drive those hips forwards and nice and high. We're almost there. Okay, 15 seconds left to go on this side. Make sure you're pulling those ribs down, keep that core engaged. Almost there. Okay, last 5. Okay, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and swap sides. Okay, last little bit of hard work. Okay, driving up and sit back. Sit. Nice and slow on the way down, a little bit faster on the way up. And making sure you're feeling it in the target areas, being core, okay, and the side of that glute, okay, that bum muscle there. Making sure you're keeping that shoulder away from your ears. Okay, we don't want to see any crumpled overness. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, 25 seconds left to go. Driving those hips forwards. Big squeeze at the top. Make that body work super hard. Almost there. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, 2, 1. Okay. Come out of that. Go ahead, grab yourself some water. Okay, take a little breather. That's awesome work. Really, really good. Whew. So what we're going to do now, okay, we're just going to come into some stretching, okay. So take about 30 seconds, grab your water, okay, and then we'll come back into some stretching, okay. There's going to be no finisher today. That was a hard circuit. I hope you guys worked super hard during that. Hope you can feel the benefits. The idea, as always, for these sessions is to make sure that we're working single leg, we're working stuff that's really specific to hockey, rather than just doing like a million burpees. Okay, so if you're like me, you've got like a hard floor, grab a pillow or something soft. Okay, all we're going to do is replicate the warm-up really. So one foot in front of the other. Okay, you're just going to sit forwards and try and keep here nice and tall. Feel the stretch come into those hip flexors. Okay, and then just try and sit into it. It's helpful if you've got something to rest your other arm onto, maybe a foam roller, coffee table or something like that. Just helps all of this relax a little bit more. Okay, and then from there, we're just going to straighten that front leg. I'm going to push my hips back, chest nice and tall. I'm going to come in and stretch out those hamstrings. Doesn't matter if that leg doesn't get straight. Okay, as long as you feel it in the hamstrings. Okay, you can straighten that leg and pull that toe up towards you. You're just going to feel it in a slightly different place. Okay. Okay, just for another 5 seconds. Okay, and go ahead. Okay, and switch sides. Okay, so again, just driving those hips forwards. Feeling a stretch come through those hip flexors. So after the cool down, okay, we're going to finish kind of like the workout section. Okay, and then we're going to come into the Q&A. Okay, so while you're stretching, okay, have a little think of any questions or whatever that you want to potentially you think I might be able to help with. Okay, and I'll get Ben to read them out in my ear, and then I'll see if I can help you out with those. Okay, sit back, hit those hamstrings again, just on this other side. Okay, finding a place where you feel that stretch. Again, I'm slightly different on this side. Okay, this side's a little bit more flexible, so you can see that leg's just getting a little bit straighter than the other one. Okay, so it looks like a completely different stretch actually. Okay, but just making sure you're getting it in those tight areas. Okay, then come out of that. Yeah, I'll do it after this. So we're going to come into just a puppy dog. Okay, so hands out in front of you. Okay, you're just going to sit your bum back down onto your heels. Okay, and try and drive that chest to the floor. Okay, feel a stretch come through your shoulders and just relax into there. We're going to spend about 30 to 45 seconds in that stretch while you guys do that. Just a little heads up that the ladies team is actually recruiting squad members. So there's been a video going around on social media, so please at the very least like and share that so we can kind of attract that and show that opportunity to as many people as possible. But likewise, if you feel as if that's something that you want to get involved with, then send us there's details on that, but you've just got to record a little video of yourself, so we get to know you, and then you'll get a phone call from Joel and Nikki, the head of the whole team and the head of the ladies team. And it's a bit of an interview process, but just a heads up, like we're not looking for like elite, like you don't need to be a National League or a Prem level player. We're looking for good people. So as long as you've got the right attitude, and you're able to work together as a team, and most importantly you've got like a real strong why of why you want to do this, then we'd love to have you on board. I think
Some people kind of think that it's kind of like a bit of an elite team, but it's really not. We have, you know, players from all different standards and all different backgrounds. It's about how we work together as a team, especially when we're doing some of these tough challenges. So come up out of that stretch. I'm gonna reset myself up for these questions. So take this time and have a think of any questions. Hopefully Ben's got some lined up for me already, and get some questions done. Just gonna configure this tripod. And nope. And nope. Okay. There we go. That's better. Well, better for me because I'm sat down. Okay. Have we got any questions, Ben? What have we got? Okay. Ooh. Ooh. This is quite a tough one. I had a chat with Joel a while ago whether we should, as a team, kind of get our whys out there. For a lot of us, I think that why is quite emotional. So I think we've kind of avoided it a little bit. So my why, like, if you don't know, I spent 7 years in the army as a Royal Engineer. Had lots of opportunities towards hockey, but I didn't do any tours or anything like that. I didn't go to Iraq. I didn't go to Afghanistan, where a lot of my friends did. A lot of the people who didn't come back, or when they did come back, they weren't quite themselves, and they had to deal with PTSD and just like bereavement of loss of people. And then for me, I feel as if that I didn't really do my part. I feel as if I owe a bit of a debt to the people who did do their part, and yeah, I just kind of feel as if Hockey for Heroes is a way for me to make up for that, for not really doing what kind of a lot of the people and a lot of my teammates on Hockey for Heroes have done and had to experience. And I count myself lucky not to have experienced that, but I think that I think that this is a great way for me to kind of like pay back, I think, to those people who did and did suffer those injuries, visible or invisible. So yeah, so that's my why. I feel as if I've got a bit of a debt to pay. So that's what gets me through the tours, through the hard times when I'm tired. So going back to the ladies selection, like we want people with a why of when it's tough, and you need kind of that real solid why of what's going to kind of get you back out on that pitch when every part of your body is hurting, and you've got someone like me telling you to go for a warm up and you can't barely stretch your legs. Yeah, so that's my why. It's probably the most amount of people I've ever told my why to, actually. Have we got any more? Oh, easy. So my favourite Hockey for Heroes moment kind of really well links into the into my why, actually. So it was our very first tour. So the first tour was 7 days trying to get a season's worth of hockey in. It was kind of like the first time I really kind of had an opportunity to really reconnect with loads of people that I'd served with, and I think it was the Thursday, so we were probably maybe about 5 days in, and we were playing the RAF. Now, we were meant to play the RAF in the easiest order, so we were meant to have gone the under 23s, the seniors, and then the vets. As we got more tired, like the standards should have slowed down, but they flipped it around on their head. So we played the vets, the under 23s, and then the seniors. And I remember being upstairs just before going down to get changed and stuff. And a friend of ours, Alfie Johnson, turned around to us, and we were just having a bit of food and stuff. And he turned around to us. He goes, "There's a plaque on the way down to the pitch. Have a little bit of a read of it, and we'll talk a bit more about it in the huddle." So it's like, okay, come down and read the plaque, and it was a memorial plaque for one of Alfie's mates who died in Afghanistan, and Alfie got sent out to replace him. And I'd played hockey with him as he played his last game of hockey he ever played with him, and we got into this huddle, and Alfie had this kind of, it was just like this energy about him, and he kind of like got everyone rolled up. And the RAF senior squad, they're a very good squad, and we went out, and we were, I think it was like 7-1 up in the first 10 minutes. Everyone was so tired, so broken, but it's one of my favourite things that tells you that it's all in your head. Like when you have that why and that spark, like it was like I hadn't played a game ever. Like it's like fresher than fresh. The team gelled really well, and I remember talking to one of the RAF guys who I was marking. It was just like how are you guys playing to this intensity? And it was incredible. We ended up beating them 10-1, and it just came out of nowhere. And to this point, like that it's still my absolute favourite memory of Hockey for Heroes. It kind of encompasses a lot of kind of like what we're about, people's whys, and what you can actually do, like when you get your head into that space, and you then just drag your body along. So that's it. So question about the actual workout. So whether to go barefoot or trainers. As I mentioned during that, I love doing it as much as I can barefoot, because you're kind of designed to do that, right? Like we're just not as conditioned barefoot as we used to. So as long as the surface allows it, so you're not outside on a common, or you're not doing it on concrete. If you're inside, then I'd highly recommend going barefoot. You'll see a lot of benefits, especially doing kind of like a bit of a strength session in running trainers. It tends to be like trying to do a strength session on a bouncy castle, right? They're designed to absorb shock and to be soft and spongy, whereas actually like in these sessions, like you want to be able to feel the floor, you want to be able to feel what your foot's doing. So yeah, 100%. Like if you've got the opportunity to go barefoot, then go barefoot, as long as it's not dangerous with the surface or whatever. You'll see me, especially on the boat, I'll be barefoot 90% of the time. So hopefully that helps. Any more, Ben? All about being barefoot. Ooh. Tough question, actually. So, great question was how do I convince my team that recovery is important for them, and it's not just for the elite? So I suppose it's kind of cheeky, but one thing you could do is organise with me to come and give you a recovery webinar / seminar via Zoom, which I was going to talk about a little bit towards the end. if you were interested in something like that, what we would do is 50% of the fee would go to Help for Heroes. That's one way, is to get an expert like myself to come in and talk about the importance of recovery at every single level and how you can do that. But yeah, I think knowledge is always going to be the winner here. Just preaching. If it's flip it on its head. If it's important at the top level, then why do you think it's not important at our level? Like at the top level, they've got like a lot of stuff looked after for them. So if we can kind of take some of that and their recovery strategies and add it into our everyday lives, where we've got, you've got so much other stuff going on, that if you can dose a little bit of that recovery stuff, then it's really going to boost your performance. I suppose the strategy of where you do that is you start off small, and just like the low hanging fruits, really, build on top of stuff that they're already doing. So that might be a stretch session that you do, or something like that, and show them the importance of how they feel after doing a recovery piece. I suppose that's probably the biggest highlighter, is just to kind of convince them to do a little bit, and then get them to understand that, well, after doing a 10-minute stretch session, that you feel incredible afterwards. So do more of that, you'll feel more incredible. But yeah, so it is tough, and it's tough across the board, because people think that movement and driving yourself into the ground is what's going to do the benefits on the pitch, and actually it's the more you can recover, the more you can push. Like if you keep pushing, then you're just going to end up getting injured or ill. But yeah, I don't know who asked that question, but if you are interested, send Hockey for Heroes a message, or myself a message personally, if you want me to kind of do a bit of a presentation on recovery or whatever, and then yeah, and then we can again raise a bit more money for Help for Heroes. Hopefully that helps. Any more questions, Ben? Yeah. So Ben, the goalkeeper, who's been a long time watching, so thank you for continue to watch. His question was that he gets tight quads, like right in the middle of your quad. So that's called your rec fem, rectus femoris, muscle that crosses your knee and your hip joint. Big player in hockey. You're going to spend, especially as a goalkeeper, you're spending a lot of time in that quarter squat ready position, which is going to drive a lot of force through those quads. How you deal with that, roll them, stretch them, but you can also then get them stronger, so their tolerance is a lot higher before they kind of like overreach that tolerance, and then they get tight and trying to protect themselves. So foam rolling, super easy. Just come into like a plank position, pop the roller in that middle of the quad, okay, roll up and down on it. If it feels sore in places, hang out there for a little bit longer, because that's the bit that's going to need it a little bit more. And then a great stretch is the same stretch as I said last week, which is the couch stretch. So if you weren't there, I would just revisit it. So pad your knee up, pop that foot up onto the couch or sofa, okay, pop the knee onto the floor, and then you're then just going to sit back. So similar to what we were doing in the in the cool down, okay, but it's a little bit more. If your quads are super tight, you might end up being in this type of position, right? Like that might be enough of a stretch for you, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, just kind of then slowly, the more and more you do it, start to walk yourself back, okay, and you'll just slowly manage to open up those quads, and then strengthen them as well. Okay, so split squats are a great exercise, and will kind of fix most things, but will massively, be geared towards the quads and glutes which is what you would need as a keeper as well. So I hope that helps. So roll, stretch, and strengthen that muscle. Any more, Ben? Or is that it? Oh yeah, so I've got a question about from Simon about whether contrast bathing or contrast showers still recommended. Yes, there's kind of some conflicting research about it. Some people really preach hot, some people really preach cold, like Wim Hof. But actually, all you're trying to do with contrast bathing is, imagine when you get into something cold, everything constricts. So in particular, your veins and capillaries like really constrict to stop blood flow from going from that area. Then when you then get into something hot, it then does the exact opposite and opens up even more, which then you then get a rush of blood to that area. Blood is your main transporter, so blood is going to be the method of where you're going to clear that waste product, so that lactate and all of those waste products that are built from doing exercise, and then that will then pump it back up, and you'll then expel it as you're meant to. So yes, contrast bathing or shower is still highly recommended. It's a massive global recovery, so you will help your whole body to recover, whereas foam rolling would just be kind of targeted to the muscle. So a great way to do it is a minute on, minute off. So minute cold, minute warm, minute cold, minute warm. Do 5 repetitions of that and you will feel amazing afterwards. Yeah, and that's just kind of helping to clear waste products and stuff like that built up during exercise. No, go on. Okay, one more quick question, then we'll squeeze in. Go on, Ben. Right. Okay, so good question. So one of the people watching has got a 13-year-old boy who's finding it difficult to get any power through the push. And any tips or exercises to make that better. So probably the first protocol is looking at your core. Your core is going to transmit force from your legs into your arms. So your legs are going to be the strongest part of your body. So as you step into that push and driving through the legs, you then want a nice strong core then to be able to transmit that force and to be able to push the ball with effectively your legs. I think that makes sense. It's a little bit complicated. Like your core is kind of like that transmission. Imagine kind of your engine driving to the prop shaft, right? Like if your prop shaft isn't strong enough, then you're not going to get the same power out. But it's the same with that core. Hence why at the beginning we kind of do that kind of stuff into there to get it activated. So address that core first. Loads of kind of rotation stuff, like anti-rotation stuff. So side planks, any type of hold will build some strength into there, and then some leg strengthening exercises. Okay, so squats, split squats, and then also probably in that order. So core, so rotation, anti-rotation, some legs, so squats, split squats, and then some upper body stuff as well. So some push-ups. So if you can see like this hand as I'm pushing the ball through with that's all coming from that pectoral muscle there that attaches onto my humerus, which works really hard when we do push-ups, right? So having a stronger upper body allows that muscle then to work, then to be able to push that ball forwards. But that chest muscle won't be able to do it unless you've driven it up from the floor through the legs and through the core. So there's your hierarchy: core first, legs, and then some upper body stuff, similar to what we do in these sessions, really. So a little bit upper body stuff, loads of core, loads of leg stuff. So hopefully that helps. We've run over a little bit, as I always do, so we will wrap up there. Thank you very much for everyone who's joining, and some great questions there today. Kind of wasn't really quite expecting the first bit to get quite so deep, but just a quick reminder then of ladies selection. Let's get on social media, let's give that opportunity to as many people as possible. Just Giving link. If you're able to donate, then please don't donate. Last week we raised a substantial bit of cash that we can then forward on to Help for Heroes. And then one for me personally, if anyone's interested in whether it's a company or a team getting me in to talk about anything around nutrition, warm-ups, cool-downs, recovery, anything like that, please let Hockey for Heroes know, or myself know through Facebook or Instagram. My handle is Matt_Alexander PT or Matt Alexander the Strength Coach. That's going to be another method that we're going to use to help raise money then for Help for Heroes as well. Hopefully the session worked well on the boat. Again, if you've got any feedback of anything that you want to include, don't want to include, please let me know, because these sessions are for you while we can't get out on the pitch. So thanks a lot, guys. I want to see you again next Saturday. Cheers.